Our projected release date for episode 76 has come true. In fact, in the last video, we speculated that the new episode would be released today, and here it is. Episode 76 has finally been published, and now we can all enjoy the story together. As we expected, episode 76 was a passing episode and not as important as 73 and 74. But that's not surprising because Dafukboom himself said so in his interview. And now we have to wait for episode 77 because it will be something very interesting since this episode has already impressed Dafukboom. But before that, we still have to see the continuation of episode 76. That is the second part. And in today's video, we'll find out, what is Superman doing here? How many total references were there in this episode? What's the big mystery behind this computer chair? What do these symbols mean? This and much more in this video. I recommend watching the video from start to finish so you don't miss any details. And if you've already put a like, I don't see any more point in dragging out the video. Let's go! Episode 76 begins with a battle between Skibidi Toilets and Astro. Immediately you can notice 5 Skibidi Toilets equipped to the max. Right off the bat, this is one of the best Skibidi squads. This is immediately noticed. Toilets with such improvements we see for the first time, not counting this toilet, because we saw a similar one in episode 65. Maybe it's the same toilet, but improved. Also here, you can notice a toilet, which in appearance resembles an Astro toilet, but it is not Astro, but Skibidi, as some Skibidi toilets also wear a mask. Can you imagine? This whole troop is held together by just this one Astro toilet. This toilet reminded me of the very first improved Astro toilet from episode 51, but I doubt it's him since he was destroyed. That Astro was taken by surprise by the new kamikaze toilet. And of course, it's a Superman reference. After all, at the moment, the meme Starman on the hype, and the point is that now create a video in shorts format, where at the bottom of the static image of Superman and at the top of the situation with the rescue of someone brave deeds and some heroic actions. So this Skibidi kamikaze saved everyone. Skibidi Toilet Squad, of course, couldn't miss this chance and took advantage of this moment, thus finally finishing off this Astro toilet. Next, the Astro toilet from episode 74 arrives on the battlefield and single-handedly destroys the entire Skibidi Toilet Squad. The cameraman has to retreat because it's very dangerous out there. You're about to see it in detail. Did you notice that detail? It's funny, but after the Astro started attacking this unit, in the mouth of the toilet Skibidi, you can see a shell from the Astro toilet. Most likely, Skibidi Toilet managed to repel one of the projectiles with his mouth, or the Astro toilet manually stuffed the shell into his mouth. The cameraman and the rest of the agents managed to escape the battlefield unharmed. They had to hide under this bridge, but suddenly the whole broken Skibidi toilet appears on the right side. And not just physically broken, but mentally broken as well. Look at his face. That way you can understand his inner state. He's just terrified of Astro toilets. Doesn't the face of this toilet Skibidi remind you of anything? The thing is, this Skibidi toilet is unusual, but with a reference. This isn't the first time Dafukboom has put a reference to famous characters, as it did in episode 61. There was a toilet in the form of YouTuber penguins, or you can think of an episode that came out more recently, episode 74, where we were shown a hidden reference to the Dom Studio animator. Now in episode 76, we were shown a toilet that very much resembles on one meme image. You've probably already realized who we're talking about. Who hasn't guessed? You're about to find out. In fact, the face of this restroom was taken from this soldier who was reminiscing about Vietnam. The cameraman who is recording all this on camera doesn't know what to do with this toilet Skibidi, because at this point there has been no direct order from the Alliance for a ceasefire, and all the agents are now cooperating randomly as circumstances dictate. And while the big cameraman was thinking, the toilet Skibidi was destroyed by one of the Astro toilets. I think the cameraman in episode 76 is the big cameraman, as holding 2 RPGs together is not easy. On the battlefield, one of the small Astro toilets comes up. He is very well equipped, and he has on both sides we notice new cannons, which up to this point have not met us anywhere. And this Astro eliminates Skibidi Toilet, and we get such an interesting chain. Astro Toilet was crushed by this Skibidi Toilet on wheels. By the way, the wheeled toilets first appeared in episode 61, the same time the speaker woman appeared on our screens. Of course, this toilet is also unusual and with a reference. I have 2 options. Either it is a character from the game Halo Sergeant Avery Johnson, or it is one of the characters from the game Half-Life named as Eli. This Skibidi Toilet forgot for a second that now there is a truce between agents and toilets, and he wanted to destroy the operator, and this moment reminded me of that big shark from the cartoon Finding Nemo. But one of the agents fired a paralyzer gun to make the toilet come to his senses, and as we can see, it helped. Next comes a cameraman machine gunner who gestures to explain that you can't shoot at Skibidi toilets. He is not alone in this position. You can see another cameraman machine gunner next to him. Next, the toilet Skibidi sees the target and sees no obstruction. Here, the big cameraman and his partner are surprised by this alliance. There are loud gunfire sounds on the left side, and it turns out that one of the small Astro toilets has landed on this spot. Now, here's the most secret part of this episode. On the left side, we notice the very same chair. In the previous video, we talked about this moment in more detail. Who hasn't watched that video? I recommend watching it to be aware of all the details. Briefly, it seems to me that a secret agent is sitting on this computer chair, and this is how he is monitoring the situation. You may ask, why would he do that? The thing is that at the moment, Detective Cameraman suspected something because he arrested Cameraman in red for a reason, and now the secret agent should not be seen by anyone at all. And if we take into account the fact that the secret agent can become invisible, and the fact that the secret agent has an office where next to him was a computer desk and the computer itself, it is not difficult to assume that at the moment, the secret agent is invisible and moves only sitting on this computer chair. Here you can even see how the secret agent got out of the chair, because at this point the chair is spinning by itself. What do you think? Write in the comments. I'll publish all true theories in the next video. Here comes that little Astro toilet. One shot managed to destroy the right cannon, but the left one is still working. So the cameraman uses the last missile to completely disarm this toilet. After the big cameraman hit, the helmet of the Astro toilet flew out, and we noticed a small symbol, namely a triangle with a line at the bottom. In fact, this symbol represents the ground. I can't say for sure what Dafuk Boom meant by this symbol, but I think it's just a gangster tattoo. Next, cameraman gets a brand new weapon that hasn't appeared anywhere else. Next, Astro comes around and aims it straight at cameraman, after pulling back a bit to ram this agent hard. Unfortunately, this gun doesn't fire immediately and needs to be heated up, but there's no time for that. Astro attacks cameraman and says, "Time to pay up." I don't know why he says that. Maybe yesterday cameraman borrowed $100 from him. And just as Astro wants to finish off the cameraman, a second big cameraman shows up and saves his fellow cameraman. As we can see, this is the cameraman from the leak frame, which looks something like Plunger Man. If you haven't seen this analysis, I recommend you to watch it. The cameraman helps the crippled cameraman to his feet, and immediately they are surrounded by a small squad of Astro toilets. Fortunately, the big cameraman had a protective field that saved them. This is the first time we have seen such technology, except for the cameraman's Titan shield. As we can see, the cameraman scientists have developed and improved this technology. Here you can see how this new cannon works, which was taken from the Astro toilet. All was relatively well until the arrival of this Astro spider, as it destroyed the defense field. And while the Astro toilets were aiming at the agents, the legendary camera spider came from behind. Last time we saw it, it was destroyed. But as we can see, now it's back on the move and fully operational. The cameraman spider destroyed every last one of them. And at the end, of course, it was not expected to see the cameraman scientist controlling the spider. Let's hope that the second part of 76 episode will not be long waiting. I think we will be able to see the continuation of 76 episode in 10 days, because it ended on the most interesting moment. Actually, we could have seen the second part too, if not for this poll in the Discord server. For those of you who don't know, I'll tell you briefly. Dafuk asked his viewers before the release of episode 76, what is the best way to publish new episodes? More parts, but often with short episodes, or fewer parts, less often and with longer episodes? Well, if you want to know more details about Skibidi Toilet, now my other analysis and theories appeared in front of you, very much look forward to your evaluation. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so that you don't miss new videos. My name is Super Razmi. Good luck to everyone and bye-bye.